Good morning, or whenever you're watching this. How are you? I hope you're doing great. It's a little chilly here in Toronto today. It is springtime. I don't know whenever you're watching this. It could be summer. Anyways, but right now when I'm making this video, it's April 2019, and it's midweek. It's Wednesday, and I'm out for my walk. I figured I may as well walk and talk, which is one of my two favorite things to do in the whole world. And of course, doing a video so that I can pass my experience on to you guys. I always say I'm not an expert, but I have tons of years of experience being on this journey. From childhood to teenage to adulthood. It's a journey. It's forever. I want to say thank you for subscribing. Don't forget to ring the bell option so you'll get all my newest videos by email. I'll be switching hands because sometimes I do get tired, of course. So I apologize. But I just wanted to be able to talk about some important things. And also, before I forget, please share my video, my channel, with other people at your Weight Watcher meetings, and even people that aren't on WW. I think that whatever I talk about, my meals, my prepping, my grocery shopping, ideas will help anybody who's on a journey. And hopefully it's everybody. Everybody needs to be on a health journey, right? And it doesn't matter what plan you're on. Whatever works for you is what's important. I promote Weight Watchers because tip number 1. So I've got 5 important tips to give you. I have tons of tips to give you, but I figured I'll start with 5. And then I'll do other videos because I can't talk for hours. Well, I can, but I won't. You guys will tune me out, or I'll tune you out. So tip number 1 is lifestyle. You know, when we gained our weight and we were unhappy and we weren't confident in our life, you know, we thought, okay, we're going to go on a diet, right? I don't know about you guys, but I've always hated that word because to me, it sounds like you're being restricted. You're being punished. And nobody wants to be punished or restricted to having the things that they love and have enjoyed that have made them overweight. But then you also think, okay, well, I want to lose it really fast too. But you didn't gain it really fast, did you? I mean, sometimes we gain in a week if we go on a holiday or it's a special occasion and we put on more weight than usual. But I'm talking long term. You're not going to gain 20 pounds in a week, I hope. So, you know, it does take time. And honestly, I lost like a turtle. I lost a quarter of a pound, a half a pound. And then I plateaued for a few months. And then I would plunge through it or move through it, whatever you want to say. And then I would lose more. So I wanted you to think about your whole mindset and changing that mindset to this is going to be for the rest of your life. This is a lifestyle change. It's not a diet. It's not going to just be until you reach your weight goal. And I'm not saying that that's not a great motivator to get to your goal. Of course it is. We all want to reach our goals. We all want to work hard on our goals. But it doesn't end there, people. Even on maintenance, you're going to gain a few pounds here and there. Nobody's perfect. You know, you want that extra treat. You want that extra whatever it is. You go on a holiday, you celebrate. Sometimes you're going to put on. And sometimes because you've learned so many coping and strategies that you may not, and that's great. But again, it's a lifestyle. So restricting yourself, I don't believe in that. I believe that you can have everything in moderation. You know, if you're just starting your journey, okay, you may want to stay away from those foods that have sabotaged you in the past for a while and give your body a rest. And that's okay, but I'm not saying forever. You can just put them aside, put them in your brain bank, as my girlfriend had told me about her brain bank, and store it back there and know that you will have it again. And, you know, that's why I started making all these different recipes, because I love pizza and I love muffins and I love all kinds of casseroles and things like that. But I didn't like all the fat and sugar in them. So I became creative. At least I think I am. And then I'm able to have things that I really, really love and healthier versions. And I like them better because I can control what is going in my mouth. I can control the saturated fat and the sodium and the calories. And of course, the ingredients. So check out my other videos for that. And just remember that lifestyle means for your whole journey. And even if you veer, it's okay. You get back up and you start again. So I hope that helps you with regards to your lifestyle and knowing that it will be forever. All right. Tip number 1, lifestyle change. Tip number 2 is around support. You can't do this alone. It's really, really difficult. There are people that will support you and there will be people that will sabotage you. I was just at my meeting and a member was talking about how some of her family and friends are saying, oh, you're too skinny. You need to stop. What are you doing to yourself? You know, oh, you should eat this. Why can't you eat that? And it's not a matter of why you can't eat that. You're making healthier choices for yourself. And you want people, friends, family, whoever it is, to support you. So when I started, I made a commitment that I was going to go to my meeting every week. And I understand not everybody is going to meetings, and that's okay. So I started a Facebook group. Hello, Weight Watcher Tips and Recipes by Risa. But there's lots of groups, and I joined lots of groups first. And actually what happened was I was posting so much on this one group. The person who was the admin was intimidated and didn't like it. And she made a comment to me, you're posting too much and blah, blah, blah. And I thought, well, you know what, ma'am, I'm going to start my own group. And then I can post as much as I want, just like the way I talk. I like to talk a lot. So I started my own group because I wanted to pay it forward and help other people. And that's always been my mission, is to give support, understanding, strategies, meal ideas, meal prep, okay? And of course my tips, because I wish I had that. I did have support from a lot of family. I told everybody. People at work were my biggest cheerleaders, besides my family, my husband, my daughter, of course, but you need that outside support. And you don't need people sabotaging you. You have to learn to say no, and you have to learn when not to talk back or just listen and know in your head that you're doing what's great for you. And that's the most important thing. Doing what's important for your life, what benefits you and not anybody else. Yes, my mother would watch me eat on my plate. Oh, you didn't have a piece of cake. Why aren't you having, that brownie? Why aren't you having another matzo ball? And I'd say, stop looking at what I'm doing and you worry about what you're doing and we'll all be fine. And it's not easy being assertive and standing up to people. I get it. One day, one of my teachers, years and years ago, and this is what I remember, she told me to hold out my hands and she put books on them. And she said, what do you want to say? And I said, I want to say, no, I don't want to hold these books. I'm tired of holding these books. And then I finally threw the books down, because it gets to a certain point when people are trying to sabotage or, get you to change your mind about things. You have to really be strong and stay positive and focused on, your long-term goals. And just say no and just do it. I know it's easier said than done, but with practice, I promise it will get easier. All right? Support is huge. All right. That's 2. Number 3. Number 3 is the scale. The dreaded scale. Dun, dun, dun. Now, okay, I hated the scale. I'm not going to lie. Scales were not my friend many, many years ago, and I still don't love them. But it's important to definitely get weighed. I decided to get weighed once a week, the same day on a Saturday, because my treat day is Saturday night. Because I know on the weekends you're going to go out with your friends. Now, some people do it Friday. Some people do it the beginning of the week. Whatever works for you. I'm not telling you when to get weighed. But I am going to mention that you shouldn't weigh yourself on different scales. I was just watching actually a video, and they showed that with 5 different scales, you'll go to your doctor's, you'll go to your friend's house, you'll go to the gym, and you could have an 8-pound difference. All right. So try to make sure that you go on the same scale. Okay. Make sure that you're wearing lighter, like the same clothes. They even showed that if you put on a sweatshirt, it can make it like a 1 pound difference. And for those of you that are even on maintenance, it doesn't matter. We don't want to see higher numbers, do we? So the same day, the same scale, if you can, all right? The same clothes, all right, that are light. I know some people at my Weight Watchers meeting strip down to shorts. They go in the bathroom, they take off everything. Well, not everything, thank God. But they strip down. And, and that's how they get weighed. Now, the other thing too is that I know there are some of you that obsess over it and go on their scale every single day. But just remember, okay? Remember that your weight will fluctuate. If you drink, and I'm talking water, not margaritas, people. If you drink even water, like a liter of water, it will show up on the scale before. If you exercise, you can retain water that way as well before you go on the scale. So if you weigh yourself after exercising and you're all sweaty and, that's not a great time to go on the scale. I find in the morning time, before you've eaten, with light clothes, the same scale, the same day of the week, is the best. Now, again, I can't tell you what to do. For those of you people that like to be on it every single day, I don't advise it. That's just my opinion. Again, I'm not an expert. I have experience, but I think that when you obsess over the number so much, like, I get it. We want to know. We want to be focused. We want to know our weight, which is important because that will keep us on track. People that are on maintenance, and you think that going just once a month is fine to weigh in, I find That doesn't work for me. I need to weigh in at least twice a month, because it makes me accountable. And you think, oh, I didn't gain. And even on maintenance, people, it's a journey. As I mentioned on tip number 1, it's a lifestyle, and you will go up and down. Definitely. Okay. So you want to get on that scale and be accountable and keep focused. All right. So that's number 3. Number 4 is getting enough sleep and rest, because honestly, that's happened to me where I am so exhausted. I go. My brother calls me the Energizer bunny. And I do. I have a busy life. I work with kids with special needs. I get up early so I can go for these walks. So I'm up at like 5. And I don't work till 8:30. So I get to work about 6:30 because I like my me time. And sometimes when I'm really tired, I'll come to work and go to sleep on the couch because I realize that my body needs rest. And, I have my house, my daughter, my mother who's almost 90. I have my sister who's in a nursing home. And, of course, just regular things, my YouTube channel, my baking, my cooking, my shopping, my prepping, all of that too. Oh, a truck just went by. But rest is really vital, and it has made a difference. I've noticed that the weeks when I'm going, I haven't lost as much. Or if I try to exercise too much, I gain because I should have rested. So you get to know your body on this journey. You get to know, and you have to listen to it. And sometimes it's easier said than done, but you can do it. It's really, really important. Okay, so tip number 5, and this is really important, is your habits and goals. And I think they kind of go together, because we've formed habits that some are not great, some are okay, but then we have to change them and set different types of goals. For example, I like to eat at night. I call it nushing. I like my treats. So what I do is I make sure I have less points during the day for different meals and save a certain amount up. And then I, of course, have created lots of different videos, but also I love popcorn. I like veggie straws. I have a whole video on my snacks. And I keep them for the evening, even if I have yogurt and fruit, and I mix it with whatever. Okay, so I like to have it. I like when I'm watching my programs to enjoy my little treats, and they're not cheats, they're treats. And some of you have formed other kinds of habits. They like chocolate right after dinner. Well, if you like chocolate after dinner, instead of having, especially depending on when you're like where you are on this journey. For those of you at the beginning, even middle or end, you can still have chocolate. You can find dark chocolate. You can find using cocoa or different chocolate sugar-free syrups. So then you set a goal to have that instead. All right. And it takes 3 weeks to break a habit, by the way. And when you're working on goals, also don't set yourself up for such high goals that are unrealistic, but are attainable and achievable. And I say that all the time because then if you think, for example, when you're first starting, oh, I'm going to lose 8 pounds of water weight the first week. Now, I'm not saying some people don't, but that's not really realistic. The reality of a lifestyle change is to lose, and maybe the first week you do lose water weight is maybe 3 pounds, 4 pounds. And if you don't, that's okay. but knowing that you might only lose, not only that you will lose a pound, a half a pound, 2 pounds, and then sometimes your body will stabilize the following week after you've had a big loss, and that's okay. So setting smaller goals, knowing that, you know, some people say, you know, I have 100 pounds to lose and I'm going to lose 25 pounds in a month, might not be so realistic. Lower that expectation and start with 5 pounds at a time and work on that, because then when you lose that 5 pounds, you reward yourself. You go for a manicure, pedicure, go to a movie, a play, whatever it is, you know, have a date with your husband or your partner, whoever, and go shopping, buy yourself something new, because that's important on the journey of goals. You want to have some rewards. So, you know, 5 pounds is realistic. And exercise goals, you know, I say that I'm going to walk, and then be more specific. Write it down. Writing it down, again, is so helpful. And not just say, I'm going to exercise, but talk about what you're going to do. So if you like to walk or do YouTube videos or use your treadmill or go to the gym or go swimming, whatever it is, write it down. So, for example, you know, I'll say this week, I'm going to work out 5 days. I'm going to work out Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and give my body a rest Friday and Saturday. And I'm going to work out in the morning. And if for whatever reason have a backup plan that I'm going to work out right after work, go right on the treadmill. I'm not even going to go upstairs. So, or, I'm going to use my air climber, whatever it is. So be specific, talk about times. So I'm going to do it in the morning or the afternoon, what you're going to use, when you're going to do it. Even with meal prep as a goal, some people are not very good or have a difficult time. You can check out my videos, but you don't have to get so overwhelmed by thinking about the whole week. Think about maybe for the first 3 days and just say for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm going to make this for breakfast. I'm going to have cereal for breakfast with some fruit and yogurt. For lunch, I'm going to have hard-boiled eggs or egg salad or egg cups. And then for dinner, I'm going to make Risa's casserole, and that'll last me 3 days or 2 days or whatever. So, just think of some simple ideas, write it down, write when you're going to do it, how you're going to do it, and that will keep you focused. And again, for your habits, you can think of the same type of goals that you want to break. For example, if you go to bed really late and you want to start going to bed earlier, so I set the goal that I'm going to be in bed by 10 o'clock. You may not fall asleep right away. You might think that, you need to read a little bit. That'll help you. Doing some deep breathing exercises. So again, depending on what your habits are, and what you're changing, it'll depend on how you're going to and what strategies you're going to use. So think of those strategies, okay? So I hope these 5 important tips are helpful. All right, lifestyle, support, and I'm trying to remember them all. Lifestyle, support, sleep, habits, and what was the last one? Oh my God, this is what happens to you when you get older. People, don't get old, so you don't forget all the different things that you've told people on a long video. Anyways, you know what I'm talking about. All the things I've mentioned. It's really early in the morning, so just make sure that some of these things that that you really work hard and know that everything in time will come. That, you can't just wave a magic wand and think it's all going to be, perfect. This life is about, hills and mountains and journeys, and you'll get through all of it. All right. So stay focused, stay positive, stay happy. Don't get so wrapped up in the time. Time is on your side, okay? It doesn't matter. It didn't take overnight. You can do this. And now I'm rambling, so I better go. I love you guys. I hope this was helpful. And take care. Mwah. 5 important tips. Remember them. And I have lots more that I'll be doing, so check out my YouTube. Don't forget to ring the bell. Love you guys. Bye for now. Gotta get walking. Bye.